Here come the boys. Y'all ready to go swimming, baby? Come on. Give it up. Get out of that water. I tried telling y'all, it's swim lessons, baby.
Hope everyone's having a great day. Thank you for choosing Swim Lessons, the podcast. I'm your host, Dallas Hanson. My guest today is Steve Keplin Jr. Steve Keplin Jr. was this year's Assiniboia Downs leading horse trainer. He had 40 wins on the season, which is pretty incredible. But the part I love about Steve Keplin is I grew up with him, and we grew up on the racetrack together. And to know how he grew up, what he loves to do, and that is horse racing and horses, and to see him become something great as a friend of his has been pretty incredible, I must say. So to sit down with him, we did the podcast at the clubhouse at Assiniboia Downs. I highly recommend Assiniboia Downs if you're ever bored in the summer and you want to have something fun to do. Winnipeg's a great city, and Assiniboia Downs is a great place to watch horse races. So to film this podcast there, knowing that the day we filmed it that night, he was going to be awarded the leading trainer for this season at Assiniboia Downs, which is a high honor, was pretty incredible. And I was weirdly emotional after the podcast because it's like it's just a unique feeling and a great feeling to know that your friends are living out their dreams and they're achieving greatness. Speaking of achieving greatness, boy, has PSP Network had some great football games. 5 football games every Friday night, volleyball games Tuesday and Thursday. It's really starting to heat up in the football world, I must say. Football is getting to that playoff style atmosphere, starting to get ranked versus ranked teams. It's must-see television. And guess what? You can watch it all for free on PSP Network's YouTube channel. That's PSP.network. That's their website. But make sure you subscribe to PSP Network on YouTube. Like the channel. Like some of the videos. Share the streams with friends and family. Basketball season's coming up. We just talked about our schedule at a big meeting. A lot of exciting stuff in the woodworks with PSP Network. Appreciate Nick Holberg and the crew for coming on board to support Swim Lessons, the podcast. And if you're ever in the heart of the Bakken, let me tell you where you got to go grab some grub, and that's River's Edge Bar and Grill. They're known for offering the best happy hour in town, providing unbeatable deals in a lively atmosphere. Guests can also enjoy a variety of entertaining activities, including bingo, trivia, and the very popular Name That Tune. Come on down to River's Edge for great drinks, great food, and great fun. And our next sponsor is Glasso Angus. They are a proud sponsor of Swim Lessons, the podcast. They are a premier source for registered Black Angus cattle since 1973. Glasso Angus cattle showcase dominance, durability, and docility, and they're built to thrive on the northern plains. Check them out today. That's Glasso, Glasoe, Angus.com. Now on to our guest, Steve Keplin Jr., the leading trainer at Assiniboia Downs Racetrack. What an honor. And what a conversation we had. What time does the day usually start for you?
Well, we are kind of cutting back now. Stuff's lightening up, so it's like 5:30. But normally when we're full swing, it's 4 a.m. We're at the barn.
What time does it end?
That all depends. If it's a full day, 10:30, 11 a.m. And then we're back probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon till about 5.
And then race night's probably not done till midnight?
Yeah, you're not done till midnight.
How many, at the beginning of the year, when you're looking at the books, looking at how many head of horses you wanted to have, what was kind of the range? Were you thinking like 10 to 15?
My goal was I wanted to be 18 to 20 tops is what I wanted. When we shipped up initially, I believe we started with 16 and one baby and another one that just wasn't ready to run. So we had like 14 runners right off the bat. So I was a little short of what I wanted, but it was close. And we ended up getting to that ballpark. We were mid-season. We got up to like 20, 22. Then we sold a couple that weren't cutting it, and we lost a few. And then we were back down to that right around like the 15, 16 range pretty much all year, you know.
Well, listen, man, before we get too deep into the nuts and crannies of this thing, I just want to say from a friend to a friend, to grow up with you at this track, to be running bike races, using our legs as whips and all that stuff. And
was that when I was beating you all the time?
No, I was beating you. And then doing wind sprints and being up here with the Sing girls and Brady and Chase Noltz and all those guys, Kyle Bauman, to see you now be the leading trainer at the track that you grew up on is, I was thinking about my drive up here, it got me a little emotional because it's you just don't see that very much. You don't see a kid that knew he wanted to be a horse trainer. You went out, you worked your ass off doing all these different jobs at these other tracks. You get enough traction, enough confidence to go out on your own. Your dad helps your brother, your cousin, but you did it. You became leading trainer at Assiniboia Downs. Your name will now forever be etched in history. I mean, how does that feel?
Well, it feels really good. Like I said, I had no intention of doing it this year.
Yeah.
With the barn we had, I thought, well, if I could do better than what I did last year and prove myself every year, that's all the ultimate goal, right? And now, like you said, my picture will be up on the wall. It's something that nobody can take away from me, and it feels really, really good. Like you said, growing up here and with the previous stuff I've been through growing up and the places I've been, and to bring it here and put it all on the table and get it done, it feels really, really good. Especially my family and everybody behind me, So
I remember when you broke your arm. Remember that when you were younger? What happened there? You were young.
My dad had some crazy mare, and I think I was in eighth grade summer, and I might have been like maybe 13 or something, and he left me and Bub Slater up here with 6 horses, and it was just starting to like storm, and we're taking the horse off the walker, and she was already kind of cuckoo as it was, and I was bringing her off the walker, and I was small back then, and I was bringing her off the walker, and all of a sudden, like a thunder shook, and she kind of got spooked, and she jerked the rope away from me and got just enough slack, and she turned and kicked me and broke my arm. I was like, oh shit. And at the time I was like, oh shit, the horse is loose. And the
horse got loose.
Yeah, and the adrenaline was going. I was like, oh shit. And then found the horse, and whoever caught the horse was like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, I got kicked, and I looked up and my arm was sticking. I was like, holy shit,
no.
Yeah, and then no, my dad, I had to wait till after the races that day to go home and get my arm fixed. But
what did he say?
Yeah, you'll be all right. Yeah. Well, I was fine,
Yeah.
But I went to the ambulance, they put me in a little sling, whatever, and helped me out throughout the day until we got home, But so yeah.
Well, it's been a family tradition. I mean, your dad did it. I know your grandpa's involved. He owns a few horses.
Yeah.
But there's got to be a thing, because I've talked to different businesses on this podcast, and I say, is it tough working with family? And I've had one person say, well, if you can't work with family, who can you work with? I've had another person say, yeah, it's kind of a give and take type thing. But what's it like for you to work with your family?
It's probably give and take. I mean, there's really good things about it, then there's stuff that makes it tough because it's family, and you never want to ruin a family or friendship or especially over whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
And it gets tough at times, but for the last couple of years now, it's to the point where my dad, my brother, my cousin, they all respect me, in my opinion. And the good thing about it, whenever we do have a decision to be made, like I let everyone put in their input, but the final decision will come to me, what I want to do, and they accept it, So sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, but they live with it and they let it be like that. So it really works out, So, I mean, you can only have one chief, right?
Yeah,
so,
that's right. Well, the horse you had this summer, man, that I absolutely was glued to the TV, or when I was up here able to watch Fierce, was Judo. I mean, what an all-time name, by the way, Judo.
Yeah.
But then also just the horse runs so fast. Start off, what was it, 4-4? 4 for 4?
Yeah, he won his last race at Fawner for us. And then we brought him up here, and he win, but he got taken down for a little bit of interference, which I still don't agree with, but whatever. Then he won the same exact race again. Then he come back and won the free press. Come back, win RJ Spears. And then he win the Manitoba Mile. So yeah, he won 3 stakes races in a row. Plus the 3, if you count the one he got taken down. So he won 6 in a row for us, yeah. It was pretty good.
And was he at Fawner when you bought him?
No, we claimed him in Turfway in December in Kentucky. And we gave him a little bit of time off, freshened him up. My trainer in Nebraska got him ready, and he started running there before he came up here.
That a little bit of time off can help a horse so much. Like sometimes my parents, they got some older horses now, but to give them the winter time just to relax and calm down, and it's crazy how much that helps.
Well, they're not made of steel,
Yeah,
they're animals, and we're human, and you could go to the gym or play basketball or do whatever you want to do every day. Eventually, you need to give your body a break, right?
Yeah.
So,
what's it been like for you to be up here all summer? Because you got two 2 young kids and fiance, girlfriend. How should I word that?
Fiance. Yeah.
But it's got to be tough because I was asking you last night when we were talking about doing the podcast. I'm like, man, how you doing? You're like, I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah.
I know you love horse racing, but man, you've been up here because you came up super early, like May-ish, right?
We were here middle of April. We started shipping
Middle
horses.
of April?
Yeah.
Damn.
Almost 6 months. I went home, I want to say 3 times this summer for like 2 nights, like a weekend. We went out of town right after the Derby. We went out to Minneapolis, spent the weekend over there in the cities, and did stuff with the boys. But the good thing about it this year compared to other years, Shelby, she shout out to Shelby.
Yeah, I like Shelby.
She'll be watching this.
Yeah, shout out Shelby.
She changed jobs and she was using up leave for the summer, so she was up here a lot actually.
Okay.
With the boys, so that helped out a lot. Because if I'd only got to see him once every couple of weeks, I'd have been going crazy, you know.
Yeah.
So I got to see him a lot. So it was
That's good. Yeah, you're a good dad. I gotta ask because when I was thinking about people that don't really watch horse racing, they're not like you and I watch it religiously. But a big part of being a trainer owner is picking a jockey and picking who's gonna ride this horse for me, because it's kind of the quarterback of the team, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, you can have the team ready to go as much as you want, but if the quarterback doesn't play well, team's not going to do well. So explain to us your mantra, your mindset when you go into picking a jockey.
That is one of the toughest decisions,
Isn't it tough?
to make.
It's tough
because you lose friends and people get hurt over stuff. And I like to keep 2 or 3 jockeys like from the beginning of the year. I like to keep 2 or 3 of them there, getting on horse every day and divide them up. That way, there's a little bit more competition in the barn. They know none's set in stone. And sometimes you just try to find the best jockey that fits the right horse. You know, if you got a guy that's really good at the gate, you probably want to put that guy on a horse that wants to be forwardly placed. If you got a guy that's got really soft hands that just wants to get something to relax, make one good run, just find a jockey that fits that horse. You know what I mean? It all depends on the horse, and I think, and I would say like there's a handful of decent jockeys here, like really that have talent. You know, they're here, and we try to use the best jockey available. You know, and every once in a while we just try to help out whoever we can help out to, whoever's been coming to the barn, trying to do a little bit of work, and try to return the favor, right? So.
That's a big thing, like if they keep showing up in the morning and they want to work hard and also they can be talented too, but it's just like basketball, football, whatever it is, you got to put in the time.
Yeah,
a lot
do.
of these guys, sometimes these guys get a rather big head and they quit showing up in the morning. Then you'll start seeing them drop a little bit more and more in the standing. And it's like, okay, well, you quit showing up.
Yep.
And agents too, you got to put up with the agents.
Yeah, damn Brock.
Brock and Bud. Bud had a good year this year.
Yeah, actually everybody did pretty good. They all got their share,
Shane Ball, shout out Shane Ball.
Yeah. Timmy got the leading rider.
Timmy had the leading rider?
Bino, yeah.
Bino. Man, he had a great year.
Yeah, really.
It was fun to watch.
He's a really good rider.
Him and Antonio, I was like, kind of wasn't sure who was going to win, and they're both really good.
Yeah.
I wonder what he's going to do in the offseason.
Who's that?
Bino.
I'm not sure what he's going to do. He
Is
went
he
one
from
for
Jamaica?
Me. Somewhere over there. I really don't know exactly where at, but yeah, he's one of them.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Okay, well, I need you to take me back right now. So when you were working for all these different tracks, because I know you went to Turf Paradise, right? That was one of the places you went by yourself, worked for another trainer.
Yeah.
Where else did you go?
I spent a winter in Oaklawn.
How was that?
That's probably my favorite track.
That's awesome.
If I ever had the opportunity to move somewhere with clientele and try to restart a stable and take off, that exactly where I'd move to. I'd move my family there. Like, it's a nice town. The racing's top tier, and it's just a good place. It's really racetrack friendly. Like you can walk into a gas station, they sell a daily racing form. It's right in town. People just walk all over the street to go to the races. Like, it's crazy. It's good. I like it.
Big grandstand and everything.
Oh yeah. Now they got a new casino and all this and that, but it's really nice. Are you
gonna go down there this winter at all?
I wanna. If we have something to run, I will go. Or if I gotta pick up horses or something.
Well, let me know if
you
you go, dude. I'll tag along.
Yeah, no, it's a really good experience.
Where else did you work?
I worked like 3 summers in Canterbury. Spent a little time in Remington one fall. A little time in Grand Island. That's actually where I got my trainer's license, with one fall in Nebraska. So I've been around the circuit a little bit,
What's a big lesson you took from all those places?
Big lesson. I would I would say treating every horse individually different. A lot of the trainers, some of the bigger ones, everything's kind of like and I shouldn't say that because they're out there and I'm here, whatever, but some people treat it all assembly line, but a couple of the better horsemen I work for, they stress as a groom, everyone's different. You got to do everything else different to that horse, whatever fits that horse, right? Whether it's feed, extra added supplements, extra leg work, less training, more training, whatever the case may be. Treat them individually different, understanding them as an individual, right? Kind of like coaching basketball.
Yeah.
So
that's but when you're working for somebody else, how hard is it to see something as the groom and you want to be like, okay, hey, I think you should do this, but as you said, they're the chief at the time or they're the boss, so you can't really do that. At
that time, there was times when I first started grooming. I'll say when I was 18, 19, I was a little green and I just absorbed everything like a sponge, and I would ask a lot of questions. And when I went from this trainer to this track, work for this trainer, maybe this guy's way was different than this guy, I wouldn't say nothing. This is how we did it back here, blah, blah, blah. Well, we're over here, so whatever, So I would just ask, and I would try to compare of what idea I thought was better,
So you get all these different aspects from all these different trainers kind of molded into your own little thing.
Yeah.
And then you're in Nebraska one summer. Did you say, hey, I think I'm going to take my trainer's license, or walk us through that process?
I left Canterbury one fall. It was like in September, I think. And I went to Columbus, Nebraska. They had a 5-week meet. And I don't know what the heck I even went to Columbus for, really. Just kind of a small track. I never been there or whatever, and I had some buddies going there. I was like, well, I'll tag along, whatever, let's go. And I went there, and I wanted to get my trainer's license. And the guy I was working for had bought a package of horses. And they said, well, if you want to buy one of these horses, you could buy it, and then we'll just take it off your check, and you could try to get your license. I said, oh, okay, well, whatever.
Oh, there you go.
So I wasn't making really a whole lot then, because I was working off what I paid for the horse. I think it was $1,000, and for 5 weeks, it was taking $200 off a week off my paycheck, So fast forward a little bit, I ended up taking my trainer's test. I passed it. And the reason why I remember him saying you sell this one, he said, well, we got a couple in that same condition. I don't think you beat these ones, so I'll give you this one for $1,000. Blah, blah, blah. So I don't care. I just want to get my license, So I ended up entering that horse. His name was Peckinpah. 18-1. I think I had like $40 to my name that afternoon. After I had to go to the store and buy ice and buy a couple things for the race, and I had like little to no money left, like just enough to eat. And I was thinking, I'm going to make a bet with this. I think the horse will run a good race. And, I always gamble, whatever. Oh, yeah. So, sure enough, the horse won.
Really?
And we ended up beating his horse that he said that was better than this one. And we ended up, we made some money on him. Me and my buddy GW Akafi. We cashed a try, I think. I forget what he even paid. I think maybe had $10 across the border. We went on half on something, and $10 across the border and a try or whatever. We made some money there. And then 2 days later, I ended up selling him. So I made I got what I wanted out of it, right? So it was pretty good. Good experience.
18-1, so we probably paid pretty good.
Yeah, $38.
Hell yeah.
40 maybe.
Put all 40 of your name on it?
Yeah. I want to say we bet $10 across the board. Cause we matched up money is what it was. And then we bet a dollar try box, and we hit the try too. I forget what that paid, but I'm pretty sure he paid like $38.40 or something like that to win.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So after you get that first initial win, what did you tell your dad, hey, I think I'm going to start doing this for a living?
I think he probably already kind of knew I was going to do it. But like back then, like I said, I was 19, just kind of living life, and experiencing stuff. And I always did like the horses, obviously, and
yeah.
But it's a tough lifestyle, and I don't know if they actually knew I was going to do it or not. They always wanted me to go back to school and stuff. And the school thing just wasn't for me. I went back, I got a couple 2 years and stuff. And I like it. I'm stressed my kids to go to school, but I like this, So.
Well, that's a good thing, because I don't think necessarily college is for everybody.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people go to college for 4 years, and then after 4 years, hey, I got my college degree, but I don't know what I want to do.
Yeah.
And they're in debt or whatever the case might be.
Yeah, then they switch to a major and they do this.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But like if your case, hey, I'm not going to go to school. I'm just going to go out to the workforce. I'm going to learn from all these different guys. You kind of went arguably to the College of Horse Racing.
Yeah.
Arguably.
Yeah.
I know they got that. They have a College of Horse Racing in Tucson, right?
Yeah, it's in Arizona, yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah.
Man, I wonder what that's all about. Okay, so after this, when's like the first time you come up to Winnipeg and you're officially a trainer and you're trying to run your own set of horses?
The first time I came up here
as a trainer?
as a trainer, I want to say was 2000. The next year, probably 2014 or 15.
Okay.
But we were running in Belcourt.
You ran in Belcourt
Yeah,
a few
we
summers?
were running in Belcourt. Then we had a couple odd horses we ship up here, right? I want to say 14 or 15. I'm not for sure. I have to go back and look, but it's either 14 or 15. I want to say 14. So
How special of a feeling was it after you won that first race up here? I mean, the first stake, I was here with you. That was, we were just talking about in the hallway. Who was that again?
Loudon's Gray.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That
gray.
was that one right there. That was remarkable. I'll never forget it. We bought the horse out of Southern Cal off a lady there for $4,000. We sent him to Phoenix to a guy I used to work for, Dave Van Winkle, very good horseman, and he had very bad feet problems. We got him up here. He won a race down there. We got him up here, freshened him up at the farm, and just kind of attacked and maintained the problems that he had, and then make him feel the best he could. And he just took to the track. He went right off the bat. He went allowance race, and then he come back 3 weeks later and won the free press. And he blew by him like they were standing still. It was kind of crazy. I was thinking, I wasn't expecting that. When I was looking at the form, I was thinking, I think we have a shot for maybe second. Gorno had a really nice horse named Mr. N, I believe. He was running open allowances and for 40,000 or something like that in Remington that fall, and pretty nice horse. And I thought, well, maybe we're going to run for second, but for sure third, I think, if everything goes right. And he blew by them like they were standing still, and I was like, wow, it was a good day.
That was your first initial big stake win, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So after that, you kind of go on this run, and so I'm just doing the math in my head. It's been a while since you've been coming up here.
Yeah.
Did you bet 10 years already almost?
Yeah.
11 years?
Yeah, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How does it feel? Is Parker going to become a trainer too?
Parker, I'm not sure.
Maybe?
I got James's assistant license now.
Okay.
Maybe he'll be next to maybe try to take his trainer's test, get it out of the way, and then we'll probably work on Parker after that. But they both love the game.
It's inspiring to see, because I always worry about the horse racing industry, because you want younger people to start becoming more and more involved.
Yeah, exactly.
And when and I mean, I want you to take this with a grain of salt, and I don't mean any harm by it, but it's like really cool to see each of you take a turn in the wind circle. Like a few times I saw Parker, put his hand on the ass, or sometimes James will, or you will. Like, it's just, you get the sense, even watching it on TV, you guys are a true team.
Oh yeah, true team. Yeah.
And that's what it's, because if you don't have that, and you have one guy like, I want to do that part, I want to do this part, then it kind of all falls to powder and goes to shit.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking about, because when you walk in here, you see all the leading trainers, and we know a guy named Gary Danielson.
Yeah.
One of the all-time greatest horse trainers to ever step foot on Assiniboia Downs.
Very good horseman.
What is he, 91 now?
I don't think it's that. No, I want to say he's like 80, same age as my grandpa. So I should know this. I want to say 86.
Oh,
no, 88.
No more Christmas
88.
gift for you.
88. Sorry, Gramps.
Okay, so he's 88. Still comes to the track. Doesn't come up to the races every night, but I see him playing cards in the kitchen and stuff. But how does it feel to know that you're now alongside those names like that? Like Steve Keplin, Gary Danielson, that's in the same breath sometimes when you talk of the leading trainers.
It feels really good. And the good thing about it too is my dad and him are really good friends. Really, really good friends. And I've known Gary since as long as I can remember. I remember at one time when I thought, oh, I want to do this when I was a kid. I must have been probably 5th or 6th grade. We shipped in a horse to run with my dad, because we shipped back and forth from the farm, right? And we go to visit Gary one morning, and that was when he had like that Walter as assistant. Remember Walter?
Yeah. What happened to that guy?
I don't know. I said one day I seen him in Grand Forks. Like,
dude. Walter.
I was in Boot Barn, and all of a sudden I was like, what the hell's that? And he started talking to me. I was like, are you Walter? I was like, yeah. And he just started talking. It was like a couple years ago. Yeah, it's funny.
No way, a couple years ago?
Yeah, it was just recently. Yeah.
Holy shit, Walter.
Yeah. Never seen him for like 20 years, and he's in Granny.
He belongs at Boot Barn.
Yeah.
Sorry, but go ahead. What were you saying about Gary?
So I walked in the barn, and Gary, my dad started talking at the door, and I was actually by the first stall, and I look, and Walter's bed in the stall, and they had the stalls bedded this deep, and it's padded down, and everything just looks immaculate. There people hand walking horses, and I was like, wow, this is like way different than home, right? I was like, this is what I like this, so neat and tidy, and everything ran right. And so the utmost respect for him. That's why he is where he is because the stuff he did right. And get back to your question to where how I feel being next to him, it feels good because actually I had a horse that I had for him this year named Corridor.
No kidding.
Yep. We had to run it underneath our name as owner because of the fact that we just claimed him and we couldn't transfer ownership for 30 days. But it was his horse, and it was funny because we claimed him. We were trying to get a horse for him in Tampa, and we couldn't get nothing. Get all shook. Well, our trailer left there, and I was hauling some horses back from South Dakota that came from Florida, and I was looking at the form for fauna because we had something in that day down the interstate, and all of a sudden it's a pretty nice little horse here. I should call Gary, see if he wants his horse, So I call him up and I was like, Gary, do you want this horse? I said, I know it's in fauna and you wanted something out of Florida, but this horse will fit the program. I think it'd be all right, He's like, well, what's his name? I'll look him up. So I gave him the name. He calls me back a little later and he's like, well, what do you think about him? I said, yeah, I like his race from Oakland. It's 1-turn race. I think he'll be able to run early. Here's dead fit. I said, he'll be ready to roll, He's like, well, if you think so, go ahead. So we end up, he's like, but I can't get the money to you. I was like, what's all right? We got money there. I said, well, whatever. Don't worry about it. So we claimed the horse and we get him up here and we started analyzing a little bit of stuff on him. And for Gary, I wanted to do the best job I could. Yeah. Like he was ice done up every day. I made sure I was grooming him myself. Like I'm going to make sure this horse wins right off the rip, And I started noticing it coming around a little bit more. I started adapting to the program. When we first got him, he's carrying a little bit of hair on him. It really wasn't that shiny dapple out. We ran a couple things through him, did some blood work, ran a power pack through him, did a little bit of work to him, and all of a sudden I noticed in a couple weeks he's like starting to shine and slick out and starting to feel himself. I was like, oh yeah, he's ready to run. And they're just getting up to the first week of race, and I told Gary, I said, I got the spotter here picked out. And I said, I don't think they'll claim him, I said. He's like, well, it might be a little tough. I said, he'll be all right there. So we end up entering the horse, and we're looking at the form. We're sitting in the kitchen one day, and he said, well, Stevie, we'll see what happens. I don't know. It looks pretty tough. I said, I'll just see you guys in the winner's circle. And he started laughing, and a couple other people started laughing. Sure enough, I don't know if somebody heard me say that, but they claimed the horse.
They claimed him
and
after
he
the
won
first
too.
start.
I was like, oh, shit. He doesn't get my mouth shut. But that's me, I guess, So
that's a big part of it, though, claiming. And you know that firsthand because, excuse me, you know that firsthand because a lot of your horses get claimed every summer. It's you specifically.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's because you're bringing in like good horses from other tracks and people know that. But I mean, buddy, you lose a lot of horses.
Well, I think the main thing is a lot of races are won at the entry box. Mm-hmm. Knowing who you're going to be up against, who you think you're going to be up against.
You have to put the horse where it belongs.
Well, exactly. If you want to win, you got to. Whenever you lead that horse over knowing I'm probably going to get claimed today, you're in the right spot.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
It's hard to say this, but at the end of the day, it's a business.
Yeah.
You can fall in love with them and it's great to have a great relationship with them, but it's tough sometimes with the claiming price because like you said, man, if you people that don't watch racing, I always try to explain this to them. It's like taking a kid that needs to be playing C-squad varsity basketball and you want to keep him, and so you play him in the varsity game. Well, he gets dominated. Yeah. And then you look like the ass. It's like, well, he's got to play in the C squad, and he might get claimed, but that's the name of the game. Yeah. That's what makes it fun. It keeps it honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if we didn't have claiming prices, anybody could run anywhere, and it would be kind of nasty. After the races, I want you to explain to people because your treatment of the horses, I feel like, is how it should be done. I've helped you a few times in the paddock and to see firsthand how you do it, but the art, if you will, of taking care of the legs of a horse, whether it's icing them before the race, icing them after, isogel, all this stuff. How do you attack that?
Well, like I said, that gets back to when I say every horse individually different. Yeah. One thing that we do is ice everything. For instance, are you just talking about racing or on a daily?
Let's go, whatever you want to say. Whatever you want.
We'll start like on a daily.
You don't have to give too many of your secrets here, buddy.
On a daily basis, everything.
Daily basis. Let's go with that.
If they gallop, or they breeze, or they work, but if they gallop, they automatically get ice. As soon as they get back to the barn.
Every gallop gets ice.
Every gallop.
Okay.
And then they will either get a poultice wrap after that, or if they got to get sweated up, they'll get sweat. But there's some done every day with that. The feet, something every day. Whether it's you're packing, you're hardening them up, you're painting, like that's automatic no matter what. Every day we do that. Obviously, there's more things too, but in the getting back to the race now, we ice everything before a race. What else do we do? I guess
Where did you come up with the ice before each race?
that's kind of something that was brought to us, I think, when we were young. Like,
Is that a
growing up-
Diodoro thing?
Actually, we used to do that in the bush, like ice before
Ice
a race,
before
kind
the
of freeze them and cool them down, cool the legs down, get some new circulation, and get them feeling good. And we used to do that. Like, I remember doing that young, you know. But the first actual barn I worked in Canterbury when I was 19. Well, I worked for a guy the summer before, but we didn't do much legwork. It was kind of just like take care of them. They're fed good, they're taken care of, but didn't do much legwork, you know. But Mike Beeler, very good horseman. We iced everything there too. It was one of those things. I was like, oh yeah, this is kind of like back home, you know, like that's. But yeah, we ice and make sure we got them all spiffed up and freeze feet and oiled up and make sure we have them all lubed up, ready to roll, you know, before the race. I guess after the race, depending on what time we get done, a lot of times we just make sure the hand walked and cool out good and get a little bit of grass and go inside and cool out, slap some mud on them, do them up and pack the feet and feed them up, you know.
It's crazy how those little things like a hand walk, a hand cool out walk after the race, and this is something that my dad preaches to me all the time, because when I was, you know, younger, I would say, can't we just put him on the walker? I want to go back to watch races.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, well, how do you know if maybe he's hurt? Maybe the adrenaline's still pumping. If you're hand walking him, you can see him start to limp, or you will notice a little scratch on him where he might have hit, or maybe he's coughing.
Yeah.
You put him on the walker, you're not going to notice that.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense. But
Yeah.
damn it, I wanted to go gamble.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a big question for me because I'm repping Chippewa Downs today. I love Chippewa Downs. It's given me a lot of opportunities with announcing with my parents. The memories I've created at in Belcourt, North Dakota have been bar none. That's where you and I met when we were the kids.
Yeah.
Knowing that when you think of the state of North Dakota, there's two cities that you think about when you think of horse racing. You think of Fargo because of the track, but the true city that you think about is Belcourt because you got a track there, a lot of great horsemen there. I mean, what's the name? Sims? Is that the name of the guy? That's
Mark Sims.
Mark Sims.
Yeah.
I really like watching his story grow. But how does it feel to represent the Chippewa brand, kind of the tribe, and the city of Belcourt now at the biggest track in the area, which is Assiniboia Downs, and to represent them so well?
Well, it feels good because everybody knows, like we had talked about, we grew up doing it, you know. So I'm sure there's a lot of people that are proud of me and proud of the whole team and the family and happy for us. And it does feel good to be able to bring home the hardware, you know. Like I didn't come up here to lose, you know. but then again, I didn't expect to be lead trainer either with the size of stable we had. We started out hot and we just kept going, and we got to a point where we had too big of a lead and they couldn't catch us, I guess, you know. But it does feel good, and I'm proud to say where I'm from. Like you said, there are a lot of great horsemen, and we have our own track, and I still like to run some there if I could. I just never found the right horse to run there, you know, but support the racing. But no, it feels good though.
I hope you know that there's a lot of great horsemen in Belcourt, in North Dakota, that had the ability to do what you did, but they didn't have the heart.
Yeah.
You had the heart. You had the balls. You were like, okay, I'm going to take a chance. And there was no guarantee, Steve, there's no guarantees that you were going to win up here.
No.
There's no guarantees in horse racing. But so for you to take that chance, man, I hope you know how big that is and people notice that.
Well, not just people from back home, from the res, but any people in general, they get comfortable and they're scared of failure.
Yeah.
They're scared to leave. They're scared to fail. I've been knocked on my ass more times than anybody. And you just got to bounce back up and keep moving forward, right? Learn from your mistakes and then just keep plugging away. I'm not scared to lose. Maybe some people are. Maybe that's why they don't take that leap. But you get to the point where if you want to do something, you have to take the leap of faith and you got to jump, you know, and hopefully you get across, right? Well,
there's one thing that I want to warn you about, friend to friend, because it seems like for me, whenever my life starts getting good, or you know, like with broadcasting, I'm starting to kind of catch my rhythm with it, and got a different job with PSP. There's like this certain amount of group of people that help you to the top, and then when you get to or not the top, but to a new level, they try to bring you down, and they start hating, and they start saying, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing that." So I'm just gonna warn you, man. That's gonna be coming next if it hasn't already came.
It's coming. It's came. It's came.
Isn't that weird though? You know, you got so many people that are like, "Hey, you can do this. You can do this." Then you start doing it. It's like, "Oh, I don't think you should be."
Yeah.
You know.
No, I know it. It's funny because you find out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
In life, your real supporters, and I don't know what got me to that point, but I kind of noticed it started coming around the last 2-3 years, and like last year for some odd reason I started zoning certain people out.
Mm-hmm.
The people that brought negativity, that I thought, because you know when people start talking negative, they tell you this and that. It takes energy out of you.
Yes.
You know, and it messes with your mind, and you got to worry about doing this whenever you got this, you're thinking about this that don't even matter. It shouldn't matter, right? So my biggest thing is I keep my circle really, really small now. I don't go out of my way to really talk to anybody unless we're really close friends. Like obviously I'll come talk to you, or but if people want to talk to me, they want to call me, I'll answer the phone, I'll talk. But as soon as if they start saying stuff, I just I gotta go. You know, like in a nice way. Like I try to zone all that stuff out, because that is how it is, you know. People do get jealous. They get mad. They might think that you're doing better than them in life, and they don't like it. It's really negative. It's bad.
Energy vampires.
Yeah, exactly.
You know who Nick Saban is, right?
Nick Saban.
Alabama football coach.
Yeah.
He was talking about when he took over Alabama, there were this good program that went bad, and he had to kind of rekindle the fire at Alabama. Yep. And he talked about how you're driving a bus. Who's on the bus that can stay on the bus? Who are you going to put on the bus, and who are you going to kick off the bus? And that's exactly what he said. You got to take off the guys who are going to suck all the energy because they're haters or they're a part of the past program. Just exactly what you said.
Yep.
And that's what you have to do.
Yep.
It's just, man, I wish people would just be happy for one
everybody.
Another. Just be happy for them. There's no reason to hate so much. And I mean, even, you know, with your niece Siri, who's a great basketball player, and I think she's gonna have to deal with this too. I mean, it's not just in our aspect of life; it's everybody.
Everybody, yeah. Whatever you're working for, if they see you plugging away and you're doing good and you're getting closer and closer to where you need to be, they're gonna try to grab you and take you down with them. You know, and like you said, the negative people, you just zone them out. You know,
you have to.
If I get beat to somebody, whenever I'm even expecting to win the race, like I'm thinking I'm gonna win. If I'm walking out and I know the guy that beat me is in front of me, I'm the first person to pat him on the back, him or her, congratulate, good job, because that just it's being a good sport. Like I'm not mad if I get beat, you know, like because it's racing, you know, and you gotta take the highs when they come and the lows when they come, and just keep going with it. And like I said, I'm not a jealous person. Everyone has to do good, especially in this game. Mm-hmm. Everybody has to do good, because if only one person doing good, how are these people going to survive to keep the racing going? Everybody has to eat, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody's got family, everybody's got bills, and so I like to see everybody do good.
That's a good way. But I'm sure
But I just want to do a little better.
Hell yeah. But it's something that's probably a maturity that's come with time. Because I'm sure you weren't I know me for a fact, when we got beat, when I'm
sort of loser,
I was pissed off. You know, I hated for the longest time, I hated Steve, help me out. What's the name of the guy from Belcourt? Big white guy. His son had horses in Canterbury.
Big white guy.
From New Salem.
Oh, Bachhaus?
I hated Bachhaus when I was younger. Like it was because it was always his horses versus Dallas Pal, or, you know.
He beat you?
A couple times.
Really?
And I would just piss me off. And finally, I don't know if it was probably like mid-20s, 20s, you know, when you start to kind of mature a little bit. Finally realized, I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter, because there's always going to be the next weekend. There'll be another, you know, it's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I got so pissed off one time, dude. I was walking Dallas Pal back to the barn, and we just lost. We got second, and of course he beat us. And you know how Fargo is? It's one big barn.
Yeah.
And I was really pissed off, and Dallas Pal stepped on my fucking foot so hard, and I turned and I just punched this gate, and I turned around, and dude, there was like 50 people from Belcourt standing like Cora Champagne, and all them, and Cora and her husband looked at my mom and dad, and they go, "Dallas Mike Tyson, that boxing style." Dude, my hand swelled up. And that's the first time my dad was ever like, you need to settle down because you're making yourself look like an ass. He goes, it's just a race, Dallas. We're going to get beat again.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. We're not going to win them all.
Yeah, you're going to get beat more than you win.
Yeah. And it's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of that, to end here, what's the future look like? Because I know you talked a lot about being comfortable, and I gotta say, I know you might move on from Assiniboia Downs. I don't know what the case is, but dude, I hope you always have a horse here because this has been so fun for me to watch you grow here. So what's the future like, Steve?
The future, the only guy that knows that is the guy upstairs.
Yeah.
There's stuff I want to do.
Yeah.
Will it happen like that? I don't know. I might be wishing in one hand, shitting in the other.
Yeah.
But I eventually one day I want to move with my family to a hub where I could run winter racing, not quite year round, but like for a place like Oaklawn, Hot Springs, Arkansas. They start from December to May, you know. So like to me, that's like a good hub to winter race. And then if I had the chance to, then I would from May through the summer, the family could come up, spend time at home, bring our string of horses here, and then go back there when school starts. You know, like something like that would be ideal for me. Like I said, that'd be something I wish for, you know, and if it happens, it does, and if it don't, it don't. But as long as I'm racing and as long as Assiniboia Downs is open, I will be here with something, no matter what. I for some odd reason, I could wake up blessed tomorrow and get a call to go train in Kentucky or Dubai or whatever. I don't care. We are going to run Assiniboia Downs in the summer with something, regardless. As long as they're open and I'm alive racing, we will run here.
Isn't that great? Because I feel the same way. Do you think it's because when we were young, we had such a good time here?
I think so. It's home.
It's home.
There's no place like home.
No. I firmly believe it's because when we were kids, we had so much fun here.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Yeah.
It's like our Disneyland.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I mean, we know everybody. Everybody knows us.
Yeah.
And we could be ourselves. And this is our place right here.
Not every track has Kurt Contois.
No.
The GOAT.
No.
Dude, I love Kurt. Isn't he fun? Yeah, and now he's in the racing office.
Yeah, Kurt's fun. Kurt's a good time.
And now you got Dustin. He's the head secretary too.
Yep.
And Darren Dunn's kind of the business guy on the back end, general manager. I mean, it's a good group up here.
They do an amazing job on this front side.
Yeah.
To make sure we get the best outcome ever. So like I'm on the HPPA, we push for things. We ask for this, we push for this and that. But the main decision after goes to them. They're very smart. Between all of them, the crunching all their heads together, like they do the best that they could do for the track. And I'm forever grateful for it regardless. Like whatever happens, I know we're in good hands. You know, I mean, we've been running for 70-some years here straight.
Right.
How many tracks made it 70-some years so far straight?
Not many.
You know, so we're still kicking.
Yeah.
So kudos.
No pun intended. So this winter, you're telling me you're gonna ref some basketball?
Yeah, I'm gonna ref a little basketball. Yeah. Yeah, I ref. I've been certified now for like the last 3 years. I do a lot of varsity games around the area. Our area where I'm at, obviously, you know where I'm at. And then like Fort Totten. We go to Langdon a couple times. Like I go around the area a little bit, you know, do some college games, men's games. So
are you going to get to watch many Four Winds girls games?
I am gonna, just because my niece. I'm actually not gonna ref as much as I've been. Last couple of years, I've been reffing like 3, 4, sometimes 5 nights a week. And that gets to be...
It's a lot of games.
Yeah,
man.
it is. Like,
especially with the travel.
I want to chill out a little bit. And if I could do a game, maybe 2 a week, and then be able to go watch basketball and do other stuff, like that's kind of what I'm hoping for.
Yeah,
so.
I'm with you. It gets, and winters are long, man.
Oh, really long.
And cold.
It started today or yesterday.
Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule it's the last day of racing here at Assiniboia Downs. I've been wanting to do this for you for a while, and I'm glad it didn't happen. Because now the biggest thing in your career happened, and that's winning leading trainer here to Assiniboia Downs. So
everything happens for a reason, right?
That's right, brother. That's right. So Swim Lessons, a podcast about overcoming tough times. Leave us with something. It can be a story. It can be a quote. Something that got you through the dark times into the light.
Okay, say that again.
So it's a podcast about overcoming tough times, but it can be a story. It can be a quote, something that maybe somebody told you when you were in a dark time and it brought you to the light.
Never lose faith.
I like it.
That's number one, automatic.
Yeah. That'd be a good name for a horse.
Yeah, I probably would.
Never lose.
It would.
Never lose faith. What do you mean by that?
Trust the man upstairs. Everything happens for a reason. I think I'm a firm believer in God, and everything does happen for a reason. Sometimes stuff gets tough. And like I said, again, back to what we were talking about earlier, keep plugging away, block out all the noise. Everything happens for a reason, and just never lose faith in him. And I think whatever he has in store for you, whatever's planned for you, it'll unfold.
Tonight, when you hear, congratulations to leading trainer Steve Keplin Jr., you shake Darren Dunn's hand, you take the trophy. What's be going through your mind?
We did it. Like I said, I had no intentions of that happening, but it is going to feel good. I really don't even know how to take it right now because I guess we'll see what happens because I never did it before, right? So we'll just see what happens, and whatever I'm feeling at the time, that's what it'll be. I know I'll probably go upstairs and have a cold beer. I know that.
Well, listen, buddy, I can't wait to see you. And promise me something. When I make it in the broadcast world and I've got some extra change in my pocket, I want to go in on a horse.
Deal.
I want to get a Manitoba Derby style.
I'm holding it to you.
Okay. And you're going to train it all. I'll be half owner, whatever you want to do.
Deal.
I don't even have to have, but I want to have a horse with you.
Deal.
And we'll run it here.
Deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Sounds good.
All right, buddy. Well, hey,
buddy.
Everybody, what do you have a social media you want to plug at all, Steve Keplin, where anybody could reach out to you or just to follow the story? Because you're not too active on there.
No, I have a Facebook I kind of go through.
But I've seen your Shelby post some cool videos and stuff on there.
Yeah, she makes she does photography. She's really good at it, and she does like like videos too and stuff like that. Yeah. But she does everything. She's into that. She posts some videos, maybe videos and stuff like that. James makes TikToks.
James is a TikToker.
Yeah, he makes TikToks of the team and the fam and everything like that. So it's pretty good. They kind of handle. I'm not really into that. I like to catch up with friends or whatever, or see the news, whatever. But I'm not really into posting a whole lot of stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good. Well, listen, bro, congratulations again.
Thank you, brother.
Can't wait to see what the future is. And have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You too, buddy.
All right. Thanks, everybody. That's a wrap.